Let me ask you something really quick. When was the last time that you spoke about your wife in a vulgar way, but you did it in public? Because recently, Pastor John Gray, he appeared on the Dear Future Wifey podcast, and he actually made a comment about his wife that left many believers stunned.
This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her.
Now, hold on. I'm not here to cancel anyone, all right? I'm not here to nitpick a man's entire ministry and journey off of just one clip. But as Christian men, especially a married man such as myself, we've got to pause and ask ourselves, what does it really mean to speak about our wives publicly with honor? Not with lustful undertones, not with some locker room bravado like we're in a basketball team, but real biblical honor. And for the husbands out there right now who genuinely adore their wives, who know God gave them something and blessed them with something sacred, you're probably feeling the tension right now. You love her, you desire her, but how do you express that in a way that respects her dignity and reflects your own faith? Let's talk about it. Welcome back to the Nourishing Word. I'm Rod Brown, and let's start off with why this matters. Yes, the quote from Pastor John Gray was very shocking. To give some background, the Dear Future Wifey podcast had a milestone episode celebrating 5 years. Congratulations, by the way. Now, during this podcast, Pastor John Gray explored his different issues and insights on the covenant and also redemption in his own marriage.
Do you really know what it's like to cry every night while your wife is asleep talking about, I don't know how to love her. I don't know how to raise these kids. I don't even know how to raise me. I don't even know who I am. I'm 50 and I'm 12. God.
Pastor Gray's personal testimony as a whole is very impactful. In the past few years, his name has been all over the blogs pertaining to infidelity in his marriage and having so many issues. It's essential to understand this because it allows us to reflect on the importance of extending grace, learning from our sinful ways, and just becoming better Christians overall. So I truly commend Pastor Gray for taking accountability and also continuing to pray for him as a whole. Now, let's discuss this viral clip. During the testimony, he spoke in an explicit way about his physical affection for his wife. Now, some took it as a husband just being passionately in love, but others probably saw it as crossing the boundary, especially for a pastor and a husband.
I'm not gonna let the devil that killed my father and my uncles and my cousins get me, and I sure as hell ain't gonna let him get my son. My son will be a better man than me. He will be whole. He will be free. He will be a faithful husband that will not be unfaithful in his marriage, verbally or sexually. This woman is the only woman I've been inside of, and when I'm thirsty, I drink her. I stopped tasting things that didn't belong to me.
Here's the tension. In marriage, sex is a gift from God. Passion, beautiful. Physical desire, awesome. But how we speak about it, especially in public, matters a lot. Why? Because our words are powerful and influential. Proverbs chapter 18, verse 20 through 22 says, "From the fruit of a person's mouth, his stomach is satisfied. He is filled with the product of his lips." Now pay attention to verse 21. "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. A man who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." Now that means even when we're trying to praise our wives in public, we can end up dishonoring them if we're careless with our own words. Now that we've covered the background of this viral clip, now I want you to listen to why we need to be real with each other. You see, there's a difference between admiring your wife and objectifying her, especially in public. You can adore your wife deeply without describing your entire sex life in front of a podcast audience. You see, this generation is thirsty for authenticity, but not everything sacred needs to be shared like it's some type of clickbait. I mean, Jesus had intimate relationships with many people, but you'll notice he guarded their own dignity. He protected their name. Shouldn't we do the same thing with our spouses? Song of Solomon gives us such a beautiful biblical model of romance and intimacy. But even in all its poetry and passion, it's still clothed in honor. Now, I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you all, okay? I'm deeply in love with my wife so much, but I keep all those deep, intimate things private, and I mean between us. I personally would never say those things in public, especially around a group setting. Why? Because I don't need anyone else thinking that they can do the same thing with my wife, all right? Now, the moment Pastor Gray said that was probably the moment when them YNs started looking at his wife in a sexual way. And if you don't know what YNs mean, well, then go look it up, okay? Now, all the YNs and even the old guys probably looked at his wife and was just like, ooh, yeah, you like that type of action, huh? No, hey, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. See, when you speak about your wife like that, you are shaping the way that the world sees her, the way your kids see her, the way that she sees herself, and most importantly, the way that God sees your heart towards her. Now, listen up, because I want to specifically talk to the men right now, the husbands who are listening and who truly love their wives right now. You prayed for her. You waited for her. You cherish her because God blessed you with a good thing. But here's the question I want you to think about. Do your words reflect that sacred love? Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 says, "Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself for her." That's not a shallow love at all. That's like a sacrificial, respectful, protective love. Christ never paraded the church in a vulgar way. He covered her. He exalted her. So when we speak about our wives, let's be intentional. Are we protecting her heart? Or are we promoting her body on social media for clicks and views? Are we lifting her up, or are we turning her into some type of punchline for social media? You don't need to use explicit language to prove your love for your wife. Your faithfulness says it all. Your tenderness speaks volumes. Your daily sacrifice should speak louder than anything. All those things and many other things should be pleasing to your wife and to God. Now, Pastor Gray's vulnerable moment was truly powerful, and I enjoyed watching that. But it was sidetracked by that one lustful statement from his mouth. So what does the Bible say about the mouth? Let's go to James chapter 3, verses 10 through 12. And it says, "Blessings and cursings come of the same mouth. My brothers and sisters, these things should not be this way. Does a spring pour out sweet and bitter water from the same opening? Can a fig tree produce olives, my brothers and sisters, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a saltwater spring yield fresh water." You cannot honor your wife and simultaneously speak in a way that degrades her dignity, even if it's meant to be a praise. Like, look at Pastor Gray's face right here. Like, to me, being an outsider of their marriage, that's not a good look. Now, I appreciate Pastor Gray's very vulnerable testimony about still fighting his issues. But if that demon is still in there, hey, I'll pray that you keep that contained. You see, this is bigger than John Gray. This is about a culture of Christian men feeling like they have to prove their masculinity by sounding carnal to everyone else. As fellow Christian men, we have to learn how to speak with maturity. We have to learn how to speak with sensitivity. We speak with spiritual integrity. Before I got married, my wife and I went through marriage counseling, and I enjoyed it. There were certain things that I needed to learn, not only as a husband, but also as a Christian husband, guiding his new family under God. It was now my job to be a husband that gets his direction from God and love my wife and my family as God has blessed me with. A husband who can say, I'm in love with my wife without being graphic, or I adore my wife without turning it into entertainment, or also saying, I'm still attracted to her after all these years without being inappropriate in public. Because real love doesn't need that shock value. Plus, I don't really have to prove anything to anyone but God. And if you're watching this right now thinking, man, I've said some things that I probably have regretted in public, grace covers you, brother. But let's learn and grow. Let's be the kind of husbands who speak about our wives in a way that echoes in eternity. Because remember this key statement right here. When you honor your wife, you're honoring the God who gave her to you. That's it. Plain and simple. So if you're listening right now as I wrap this up, here's what I want you to do. I want you to send this video to another married brother who loves his wife or someone who's also thinking about being married. I also want you to take a moment today and I want you to speak life over your wife. Not just in private, but also let her know in public respectfully that she's your answered prayer, not your punchline. And then also, if you're a single man out there watching this, please let this be one of your blueprints. How you speak about women right now sets the stage for how you treat her as your wife later. Let's be the husbands that speak blessings, not buzzwords, okay? Let's be the men who build up with our mouths, not tear it down with social media jokes. Now, drop a comment down below if you've been challenged to love your wife more intentionally with your words. Now, please don't forget to hit the like button for the algorithm, share this video with your family and friends, and if you enjoy more faith-based content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button for more. Until next time, be blessed.